So scanned around and I wasn't planning on grabbing anything until I came to the clearance section. Oh wow, these are some crazy good games. The more time I spent here, the more I was finding at the store. What's good, everyone? It's Austin, and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo collection series. It's over 30 weeks and we're still going strong, looking for Nintendo games to build this collection and also items that we could possibly flip for profit. To start off this episode, I just had a fun little question to ask you guys. And it's going to be, what are some Nintendo games that you were disappointed in? I don't really like to bash or talk bad about video games at all, but there are some disappointing memories that I do have. So way back in the days, I used to always go to Blockbuster and rent video games. And I remember back when I was 6 or 7 years old, going to Blockbuster and renting this specific N64 game called The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I had no idea what this game was about, but judging from the cover and how it looked amazing. One of the fun parts about renting games is just trying them out and discovering something really good. So when I got home, plopped it into my N64, I was very disappointed at what I saw next. Unfortunately, I was unable to play this game because it required an expansion pack. I had no idea what this was or why this game required it, but I couldn't play the game. Of course, Majora's Mask is not a bad game at all. I'm just saying that I had a really disappointing experience with this. I was able to go back to Blockbuster and swap it out with a new game though. The second game that I was pretty disappointed in is going to be a Nintendo Wii U game. I actually have it right here from my collection, and it's Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Now I know there was a big following for this game and people really enjoyed it, but at the time this game was released, I was really big into the competitive scene for Smash Bros. I played a lot of Super Smash Bros. Melee, and then also the Project M mod for the Smash Bros. Brawl game. And as a competitive Smash player, I just never really got into this game. I was really disappointed because it kind of continued off with what made Brawl so disappointing, and that was just the speed and the pace of the game. It was just really slow as compared to Super Smash Bros. Melee, and with the slow pace, it didn't allow for you to combo as well and as easily. So as a competitive Smash Melee player, this game was just a big letdown because this was geared more towards family-friendly style of gameplay. Overall though, for the casual player, this game was actually pretty dang good. They have a ton of characters, and I think the online was actually pretty decent for what it was. But yeah guys, what are some Nintendo games that you guys were disappointed about? They don't really have to be bad games. They could be good games. It could just be bad memories and experiences with them. Back to this collection though, I feel like we got a really strong game fund still, and we got one game left on our whiteboard. Still looking for this Fire Emblem game. If we can't find it, I may just end up grabbing a different Fire Emblem game and concluding that up. We are here at the game showcase, and we got 2 sales. The first game that we sold is going to be Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. It's complete with the slipcover and everything. Sold this one for $16.50. And then for the second item, we sold another game, but on the PlayStation 3. This Guitar Hero Smash Hits. This one sold for $29.50. Sold really quick too. I'm gonna get these 2 packaged and shipped now after eBay fees and shipping. This is how much we'll get to add back to the game fund. We are starting our week off at a half-price bookstore. And checking out the games section, I found this Tales of Graces game. I've actually been playing Tales of Zestiria on the PS4 for past couple of weeks, and just really love these Tales games. Also got God of War collection right here. Didn't find too much though. In the PlayStation 2 section, I found this Shrek Smash and Crash game, which is really interesting. I did not know this thing existed. Some kind of racing game, but with Shrek characters. We got PSP games right here too. I found this Naruto game. Really cool to be seeing complete PSP games here. I didn't really find too much at this store, so not really gonna show too much in the games section. I did spot a couple of DS games. Just this Luigi's Mansion game. And then here in the Wii section, I found this ESPN game. It's interesting to see ESPN still having their own games. I don't see this one too often though. So scanned around and I wasn't planning on grabbing anything until I came to the clearance section, and guys, look at all these games that they have on clearance at a half price bookstore. And it's not just junk sports titles, they actually had some decent ones on the Xbox 360, and these were all $2 a piece, and most of them were actually complete. So found this Final Fantasy game, decided to grab that. We got Amped 2 on the Xbox. I remember picking the first one in the last season of this challenge, and this one's complete as well for $2. We got a GameCube game even, Madden 2005. Decided to pass up on this one. And then I found this Xbox One game, Shape Up, some kind of workout game that requires the Kinect, but I mean, it's crazy, an Xbox One game for $2. We got Battlefield 2, we got another Xbox One game, just a sports title though. I think I did end up grabbing this one as well. On the second row, and we got Watch Dogs, we got Assassin's Creed games, we got Mass Effect 1, some really good staples on the 360, even Saints Row the Third. But I decided passing up on a lot of these, but I didn't pass on this Dead Space 3 though. And then moving along, we got Madden 17, which seemed to be semi-sealed. It's got the seal sticker on the side, so I decided to grab that, along with this Crosswords DS game, just a DS game for pretty cheap. Moving along, we found Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the Wii for $1. Guys, you just can't pass up on $1 games, and it was complete as well. Found Crisis 2 and debated on this one. Never really played the Crisis games though. Other than that, just gonna show you guys what else I found. You got Black Flag, you got some more Assassin's Creed games, and at the very end I found 2 Dead Island games. I think they're the same game, just a special edition. This was the pile that I ended up grabbing though. This week we're checking out the Goodwill Outlet bins. It's been a while since I've actually recorded out here. The last time I was here I scored huge on a ton of video games, but I wish every time I came here it would be like that. Unfortunately though, it's just very few amount of times when I do actually score big over here. Probably like 9 out of 10 times it's a miss when I'm over here. So I tend to not come here as often, but today we got a couple of stuff. This is a great place for me to just find some really cheap items that I could possibly flip to build up the game fund, even though it's pretty high still. We got this Third Rock DVD set or something, season 2. Oh, just saw that it's got Mark Hamill in here. No idea what this is though. Scanned it up and actually does value for around, I don't know, $20-ish, $15, $20. We also found this Ratatouille game, missing the manual. So could just be a nice little pickup as well for $1. Got a couple more bins to look through, so we'll just keep looking and I'll update you guys on what I do find. Also got this Dragon Ball Z book right here. Alright, small update, but after a good amount of digging, just didn't really find too much. They got a ton of VHS tapes in here and a bunch of DVDs, which just don't really hold too much value. I did come away with a couple of items. First off, I found this Lost Season 1 on DVD. Just thought this was really cool. I don't really collect DVDs, but yeah, I remember back when I was binging this whole show on Netflix, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Loved the sci-fi elements, the mystery elements. They did some time traveling in here, which was a bit confusing, but overall, really enjoyed this show. Found a couple more manga books for My Hero Academia, but all I really got or found was this just this musical CD collection, I guess. Brand new and sealed, and values for around $15 to $20 as well. So we got like what, 3 items, this Third Rock thing, and then Ratatouille. At least we got one game. Might just decide to grab this Lost DVD collection though, just because it's cool, and just add it to my collection. So maybe what, 4 items. I'll probably spend some time looking around at the other bins as well, and
seeing if I can find any cool toys or collectibles. Alright, so while browsing around, I found one more item, and it's this Buzz Quiz TV thing for the PlayStation 3. Never seen this actual box, but have heard of these little buzz games. It's like 4 wireless buzzers. This thing apparently does not include the game, so actually I might not be picking this up. If it did include it, I probably would have grabbed it, but yeah, probably gonna pass on this then. Okay, was about to check out, and this is weird. Just found a pair of New Balance 990 V5s in this random bin. I'm guessing someone must have picked them up and then passed up on them for whatever reason. I mean, they're, you know, got some smudges, a little bit dirty, but I still think for $1 is absolutely worth it. Bottom isn't terrible. This one as well. So I think I might just grab these as well. Yeah, awesome. 4. Here at the game showcase, looks like we just made another quick sale, and it's gonna be a game right here, a loose disc. It's gonna be Batman Arkham Origins on the Xbox 360, and this one sold for around 19-20 bucks. Got it for pretty cheap at a thrift store. We got a quick update, just sold one item, and it's gonna be a loose Xbox One game, this Rocksmith Remastered. We sold this one for $33.50 and picked it up for, I don't know, $5 at like a pawn shop. Gonna get this packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to the game fund. You got some more cool. You got no more space to put it in there. Oh wow, these are some crazy good games. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll grab what I was looking at first. So maybe this one. It's crazy because I have a PS5 game in here.
I think that was it doesn't sell for that.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Any game that doesn't really sell, it sells like under 15, 20.
I'd assume it wouldn't do as good since people can't see exactly all the games that are in there.
Yeah, definitely does.
Okay.
And like all the games that are in the lots, like we have them all listed and everything too. So people.
Stuff out there.
Yeah, no, we're always getting video games.
Oh wow, this is crazy.
Oh yeah.
The case isn't in the greatest condition, but okay.
Things under like $20 it's like listed. Sets.
You're good.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Perfect. For our last stop, we are finally checking out game Together MKE, and this is the first time this season that I'm showing this game store. Just gonna do a quick run through of the whole store. You got some grails in these cases along with some statues on top of them. I didn't really spend too much time looking at these though. In the back rooms, they got walls filled with video games, and this is great in use of space, I'd say. I do visit this store often and pick up stuff just for my personal collection. In the back here too, they got some standees and just a nice area for people to come in and play video games during their free time. Even got some arcade machines here as well. Definitely check out this store if you guys are in the area. In this back area though, they had a lot of the lower end games, so just gonna show you guys some cool ones that I did find, but did not pick up anything back here. The more time I spent here, the more I was finding at the store. This is a store where you can easily get caught up finding tons of games and spending a lot of money, so I had to be careful. Even in the Wii section, I was finding some pretty good games like Harvest Moon, Magical Melody, one of my favorites. I could spend all day just talking about how amazing the game selection is at this store, but to reduce time, if you guys are in the area, just come here and see for yourself. You will for sure find something interesting for you to pick up. Even a nice selection of PS Vita games. So my objective here was to find the last Fire Emblem game, and unfortunately I didn't find Fire Emblem Awakening, so we might end up grabbing one more game on the Switch. And as I'm browsing around, I'm seeing just a huge selection of Switch games. And then I found it, Fire Emblem Engage. I think this was the latest one that released for $45. It was actually a sealed copy, but I found another copy right here in the corner, and they had it marked at around $33, I believe. I'm gonna show you guys the GameCube section as well. Debated on this Lord of the Rings game along with that SpongeBob game.
So in here, this Fire Emblem Engage. And then in here, I wanted this Super Godzilla game. So it'll just be, it'll be hard to get, but the bottom black cartridge one, the Armorines. Yeah, no, I loved it because I'm looking for like specific stuff too, so I can just see if you guys had it or not.
Right.
But
It
cool.
is 65-63 today.
Okay.
We are now back in the game room, and I feel like we picked up a ton of stuff for this week. Let's take some time to go over it all right now. Starting off at a half-price bookstore, and we picked up a huge handful of items. We got a ton of games that they had on clearance. First game we got is a Nintendo DS game for $2. Just a crosswords DS game. I feel like they made so many of these. I'm gonna try to go over these pretty quick. We got two Xbox One games, both for $2 a piece. We got this RBI Baseball, and then this interesting shape-up game developed by Ubisoft on the Xbox One, which uses the Kinect and just some kind of like workout game. We got Dead Space 3 and Final Fantasy 13 on the Xbox 360, $2 a piece. Can't go wrong with super cheap games like this. Definitely two pretty great games for this era. We got Madden 17 on the Xbox 360, and I believe this one is like the last Madden game that released for this console, but it doesn't really hold too much value. It is in like new condition with this sticker seal still on there, so I don't know. I'll probably throw this up on eBay and see how much I can get for it. Lastly, we just got Amped 2 on the Xbox Original. I haven't played these games, but only heard great things about it. I've got the first Amped game. So yeah, this completes that series, I believe. And it is complete as well. And then just grab the $1 Wii game, this Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, complete on the Nintendo Wii. We made a visit to the Goodwill Outlet bins this week and didn't find much, but we got some items that we could possibly flip. We got these New Balance 990 V4s. I cleaned them up a little bit so they're looking a little nicer, but we got these for less than $2, so absolutely worth it. We found 4 items in the media bins. The first thing we got is this Maria Callas CD, brand new and sealed. Looked it up and actually does value for around 15 to 20 bucks. Same with this Third Rock DVD, brand new and sealed as well. I'm mainly looking for brand new items when I do look in the bins because there's a better chance of those items having a little bit more value. Decided to pick up Lost, the first season on DVD. Just a really fun pickup for me to have. And then lastly, we got Ratatouille on the PlayStation 2. Surprisingly, this game actually does value for around 10 to 15 bucks. So yeah, we'll definitely take that. We made a visit to a PayMore store in our area and scored pretty dang well. We got 10 games for $40, so that means each of these games were $4 a piece. We got Mario Bros 3 on the NES. Label is a little bit damaged, but I think this thing does still value for around 15 to 20 bucks. A loose copy of Twisted Metal Black, probably the worst pickup out of this bunch, but yeah, I think complete it does go for around 20-ish, but loose like this, probably not that much. And then also Lost Odyssey on the Xbox 360. We still have another copy in our collection too, but these value for around 20 to 25. I think the manual is missing out of this one as well. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, a must pick up whenever you find at thrift stores. We got 2 PlayStation 2 games. The first one is this 187 Ride or Die. I had never seen this game before, but apparently it is a vehicle racing and combat style game focused on like gang wars. Just the type of game you would expect during this era of gaming. And then we got Capcom Fighting Evolutions, which is just a mashup Capcom game. You got a couple of Street Fighter games along with Darkstalkers and Red Earth. So it's got a couple characters from these games. We actually picked up 2 Need for Speed games. We got Need for Speed Unbound on the PlayStation 5. I have not kept up with the Need for Speed game series, so I'm not sure if this is like the newest one or not. But this one is pretty interesting. It's got like a mix-up of animation styles. So the cars in the world look very realistic, but it's got like cartoonish animations when it comes to like smoke and the characters in the games. And the cutscenes are all in cartoon as well. So that might draw a lot of people away. But to me, I think that's pretty cool and unique. So I might have to check this one out. We got Need for Speed Underground 2 on the original Xbox. Probably my favorite Need for Speed game. The graphics and the vibe of this game were just so good. There were so many great racing modes like drag, drifting, sprint, circuit. And then lastly, we got Sonic Colors on the Nintendo Wii. This was regarded as one of the more better looking Sonic games during this era, but it sticks with the traditional 2D platformer level style game. It focuses more on just Sonic and Tails and the storyline of this. For our last stop, you guys saw we made a visit to the Game Together Milwaukee store. I do visit the store pretty often and do have great conversations with the owner, Steve. This time around though, I was able to find 3 games to add to our collection. The first one we got is Armorine's Project Swarm. This game had the same engine as the Turok games. It's a first-person shooter. I just realized they made so many first-person shooters on the N64 console. It actually looks pretty good and fun. You just go through the game shooting at alien bugs, I guess. I decided to grab a copy of Super Godzilla on the Super Nintendo. Never owned or seen this game before, but it's a Godzilla game. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and it's crazy to see just how far the Godzilla franchise has come. I just recently saw the Godzilla -1 movie, and it was such an amazing experience. But this game in particular is actually pretty strange. For the gameplay, there is a map that covers like the bottom half of the screen, and then the top half of the screen is just an animation of Godzilla walking. And you pretty much go through the map discovering enemies, and when you do find an enemy, the game turns into a 2D fighter. And then for our last game, we finally did it, guys. We picked up Fire Emblem Engage, the last Fire Emblem to tally off on our list. I was looking for Awakening, but just couldn't find it, and I didn't want this to drag on week after week looking for this game. So we're just gonna conclude it right here with this game. This game honestly looks amazing. It's your traditional tactical combat game and pays tribute and homage to a lot of the previous Fire Emblem games and characters. And the way it does that is during combat, you can actually call or summon the spirits and powers of previous characters in the Fire Emblem series to help out in battle. So that's just a really cool idea. Such an amazing week with all our pickups. Gonna get a lot of this stuff put on eBay to help build up that game fund, because that definitely took a hit. And add a lot of this to the collection. We're gonna put one more tally next to the Fire Emblem games and mark that one off, completing our entire list of games. We started at episode 10, and it took us 26 weeks to find 3 games of these 10 franchises to complete our list. I'm still thinking of ideas of what to search for next in this series. I don't quite want to end it yet, so stay tuned for that. That's all I pretty much got for this week, though. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one.